Mhm. Hello and welcome everyone to this semifinals matchup between Tomahawk Mischief and Endless Noid. I'll be hosting the draft today. My name's Beeson, along with Halfling will be casting during in-game. Today, we're looking forward to a number 1 seed team versus a number 4 seeded team in Endless Noid with Ajima, Sable, Cat Hands play mid lane, Carl the Invoker in the bot lane, and Paladin Logan at support. This is number 1 seeded team. Only lost, I think, 1 game, so I'm really looking forward to seeing if they can continue their dominance or if maybe we'll get a Tomahawk Mishaps upset alert. And then for that Tomahawk Mishaps team, we've got top lane Rocks, Jungle, Milky, mid lane Redacted, bot lane Nitros, and support Timberland. Again, teams had some struggles throughout this year, but with a new substitute roster, maybe they can find some way to work this out together. They got a powerful bot lane still with Nitros and Timberland. I'm looking forward to them play. So hopefully we'll get into draft soon. We're ready to go. Oh, we are into draft. All right, Tomahawk Mischiefs will be on the blue side, Endless Noid on the red side. We'll wait and see what we got for bans. First ban, no surprise there. The Pantheon ban. That's definitely a Pantheon jungle ban. Very strong pick. Allows a lot of ability to make plays around the map once you hit that level 6 too. You get that ultimate. So they're gonna say, nope, not today. The Vlad hover currently. Okay, we are gonna get the Vlad from Reacted, one of his best, if not his best champ. Stock standard. It's just stock standard ban for him. Wait and see what this next one is now. Wonder if they'll continue to target the junglers or will they move towards these other lanes? It is going to be the Braum ban. It's very strong support, allows your AD carry to play really aggressive because you get that added safety. So I'm thinking that was probably a good pick for the comps that normally Tomahawk Mischief like to run. I think this is all they need. Oh, that's a Zac ban. Oh, we are really targeting our jungler here, a substitute jungler here. It's getting a Zac ban towards him, and then we're gonna get a Varus ban as an AD carry. A very strong AD carry in the match. Yep, and we're going super fast. We're getting a Smolder now. Smolder just allows a lot of endgame scaling, stacking. Pretty good. Pretty good ban. See what they go with for first pick here. There are a lot of prio picks here. May possibly pick an AD carry here first for Nitros, get him on something comfortable, something he's really happy with, and he can facilitate the team. It's looking like a Tristana. It is going to be that Tristana. Okay. Tristana is one of Nitros's best champs. Allows him to make a lot of plays. Allows him to play relatively safe too if he can time the W's. He should be able to get out of most CCs. But we'll see where they go with. Oh, the Kench. Unbench the Kench for Paladin Logan. And the Corki. That's Paladin Logan's best champ is definitely his Kench. And the Corki is just a solid AD carry. Can flex between the two positions. We're getting a Melio hover right now. Melio Tristana lane, I wouldn't recommend as much, but it does allow a lot of added range for this Tristana, allowing him to fight from quite some distances. Definitely going to outrange the Corki with the Melio W, so that will help with their laning phase a little bit better. If this Corki is an AD carry, however. We're going to go with... Oh, that's a spicy one. We're getting a Warwick. Well, I don't know if this is a jungle or a top lane Warwick. I'm going to assume this is a jungle Warwick, but I'm not exactly sure yet. So it can be flexible. So maybe they find a matchup they like. They're going to move this Warwick. But it does provide a lot of early game damage right there. And a Lux in the mid lane. I'm assuming they're not playing Kench outside of support, but it is still flexible. So we will roll with the Lux in the mid lane for the assumption as of right now. A strong wave clear, kind of sits back, does nothing, and just puts out a lot of damage. Second phase bans, we got the Endless Noid banning the Mel and the Anivia. As well for Tomahawk Mishaps, we have just that Urgot so far. We're waiting for this last ban to come through. It is going to be the Garen. Okay, so we're focusing on the top laner here, getting him off of his comfort. Where will we go with this? We're going to see if we can get some flex moves here. Nope, this Maokai still could be flexed to any of these roles. Malzahar over here. I would be a little shocked if this Malzahar came through. Yeah, I thought it was just going to be a Maokai. And then we're going to get a Mundo. Doctor is in. He's in the top lane. Okay. Now, we still haven't seen the top lane. I'm assuming this is going to be a 5th pick top lane for Endless Noid. So this is a blind pick, Mundo. He feels confident in his blind pick ability, but maybe we'll see. And okay, Twisted Fate will be the last pick here for the Tomahawk Mischiefs. Allowed a lot of mid lane priority, and we're gonna get it. The Urgot or the Yorick in the Yorick in the top lane. So we did not get the R5 jungle like Endless Noids normally do, but we decided we're gonna get that good pick for the Urgot here, or the Yorick. I think should be, in my opinion, a favorite to Endless Noid. I think that draft is just a little bit easier to play out, but I mean, this Mundo is going to have a hard time dying if it gets too far ahead. So we'll have to wait and see how this goes. We'll be back in a few minutes to start this
we
game
got
off.
time. I'm here. I'm done.
Hello.
I'm alive now.
Hello, Athlete.
I had that draft open for so long I didn't want to talk during it, but now that I can actually talk a little bit more about what's going on, you got over a lot of the points, and I really do want to hammer a little bit into that Milio Tristana lane. To me, just feels so weird to run. Yes, I can see the front line from the Warwick and the Mundo on that team being enough, but Milio's just not usually a standard pairing with Tristana, just because specifically that the cozy campfire, the W heal from Milio, doesn't follow Tristana jumps well. And if she starts resetting, she's going to get out of that quickly, and all of a sudden she doesn't have that increased for lane she might be relying on.
One thing the Milio does assist, though, for maybe not for lane, but for late game and more mid game picks, you will get TF with the extra range. So assuming that he doesn't have the rapid fire cannon, he will get the extra range actually for the stun card, the gold card. So maybe that was into consideration because they knew that they wanted a TF later in the draft if it was a good lane. But it's definitely not the pick I would have expected when I first picked Tristana. But if we're going on with it, I mean, it's not that bad. It should help with their lane. It should be a fairly safe lane. Should be able to do what they need to get through at least the laning phase. I mean, Corki Kench is not the most extremely aggressive laning phase, but maybe we'll play it more aggressive.
Yeah, we'll be interested. It's very big on the play here. I'm a Noid fan. Real quickly, we got to send it to a quick break. B-Sin, knee-jerk reaction. Who you got for this game?
I like the Endless Noid draft. I think they have a lot of range and a lot of go buttons, plus the side lane pressure.
All right, you heard it here. Desk towards the Noids, but that doesn't mean that Tomahawk Mishaps can't come up with the upset. We'll be right back here very shortly. Hello, and we are back here for game one between Endless Noid and Tomahawk Pizza Rat. Not Tomahawk Pizza Rats, Tomahawk Mishaps. I was looking at the Pizza Rats on the left here. And we can see Carl the Invoker on the Gorky, Cat Hands in the mid lane. The two subs for Endless Noid actually seems to be dissuading them from their pretty standard invade all the time. So a little shocked to see that here.
A little disappointed we're not getting an invade from Endless Noids. They're kind of like known for that, and I'm a little upset we're not.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's kind of hard. Tahm Kench does have a lot of damage, and you got to respect the tongue, but I imagine they just want to make sure Cat Hands has that, has the blinding light, I believe, the E from the Lux to clear waves instead of having bind, but I think they could have definitely gone for something and blown a flash, especially onto that Millia sitting that bush, or maybe they're just going to go for a little bit of a late invade as they found space on to...
Yeah. Oh, he just wants vision.
Yeah, he just wants vision, but I think he's going to die. That's a gold card, a cleaver. He's gone. You're not supposed to be there, my friend. He's dead in a first blood, quickly claimed by Rocks.
Yeah, give Amundo a first blood. It's too late for him to base. He looks like he's actually going to leash. Maybe. Oh, no, he's just running back. It's too late for him to base, so he's not going to get any immediate pressure, but he will just be 300 gold up now. And the jungle clear will be way delayed, so I'm going to look to maybe see if Milky will get in there and maybe look for an invade.
We're definitely going to need to keep our eyes on what Milky does, and also what Rocks can do, because even though they got the kill, you mentioned they didn't get that reset off, which is going to be very important towards just... what can you do? Can York still find a way to clear wave well? And otherwise, yeah, that's kind of tragic. What's happening to this guy?
Ran straight to it. Notably, this is Spellbook on TF with new buffs. Interesting to see it. I'm more of a fleet footwork person myself when I play TF. I like to sustain, but Spellbook with the buffs maybe is just better now. We'll have to see.
I mean, you usually do see it in support. I honestly would have expected it from Paladin Logan here as a possibility, just because you don't really want Aftershock. Grasp is a double range lane. You can't really trade with it too well anyway, and Guardian is fine, but you're the poke lane, so to me, I think this could have been a Spellbook Tahm Kench game, but everyone else seems about on track for what you expect. Minus, that is lethal tempo Warwick. Is that... I've seen that in lane, and I've seen that around, but I still feel like other things are better. Or am I just crazy?
It can work. It definitely feels more like a snowball rune rather than like the standard Conqueror runes are. If you can get ahead and you can get a lot of autos with like your Bork stacks, you can do a lot of damage. But I think it's okay. It's a little... I would have preferred Conqueror in this game, but that's just me.
Yeah, would have been good there, and that's the Abyssal Voyage. Zabel's in the bot lane. The bomb on Carl Evoker is going to get him quite low. Timberland just flashing out of there. A good burn on the summoner spells, and Zabel still finding effect, regardless of getting set behind, and they're still sitting around bot lane for this counter gank.
Now then, Logan playing really aggressive there. May have actually given it away a little bit. Oh, no, we get in.
There's no way to give it away, and that's a heal from Timberland, trying to make his way out of there. Nitro standing his ground, is not going to get stunned by Paladin Logan, so they're just going to run it out. Milky's is over here, has that fear, going to find it onto Paladin Logan with the shield. So much damage. Milky's in the tower with a tower shot finished off by Logan. The gank went disastrous.
Yeah, you got the flash out of him, but the Maokai Q pushed him slightly into tower range, made him take that extra tower shot. It was really close from being a really good play for Tomahawk Missteps, but just a little overstep there.
Nithros getting the flash out. One more to follow. Carl the Invoker's gone with the bomb. Zabel is moving his way into mid lane. Redacted has no mana. Does have the flash. Speaking of, the bind was beautifully placed. The flash just to try and live. Zabel with a good gank.
That's really good for the Lux to get in. Lux is already falling a bit behind. Now he gets a free push out of the wave. Gets an assist. Maokai, who was kind of screwed over really early, is now getting an assist and a kill. He's kind of just okay now. His camps are still a little off the timers he would like, but he's much better off than he certainly was just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. I do like that pivot from Zabel, is just hey, I just need to start abusing the fact that I have early ganks on Warwick here, and my lanes are in a better spot, especially when you're looking at that Lux gank. But Milky's does have the trail. The blood trail has been found to flee. The red buff is not on your side. Zabel, one more auto from either is going to finish you off, and the Q to not get the assist, but that's the feat of warfare. Finish off.
Just missed the Q on Renekton to get the assist, but another invade for the Warwick. Warwick much stronger than the Maokai for fighting. Makes a lot of sense for him to invade. Just found him out. Knew he was probably going to be on that red buff. And we'll look to see if this becomes a issue, because I believe Warwick should always just win.
Yeah, in 1v1s, I kind of expect him to win a lot, and you can see that one kill gold still hasn't been spent by rocks, and not meaning a whole lot for this bot play. This is just the entirety of the priority bought by this Corki and Lux, but they do spot this out. The pinks keeping it warded up. Milky's coming from the top side with Redacted, a little bit behind in tow. Nitros first to lead the charge. Carly Invoker taking a lot of poke damage. That's Zabel found it. The Abyssal Void's gonna miss. That's a bind beautifully onto Milio. Nitros getting focused down to the back line. Stun keeping him locked down for just a little bit longer. Nitros found one, but had to fall on his own. The rocket jump not enough to save himself. Cat Hands running away, missing the bind, but still helping, killing. Milky's double kill claimed by Paladin Logan. A good fight.
Yes, very well. They got the engage from Zabel onto the Tristana to lock the Tristana up, and allow the rest of the team to kind of follow through. And I thought maybe when Warwick got in there, he was going to get a big fear. He got 2-man fear, but it just didn't have quite enough damage once Nitros went down. Their team is a little lacking of the damage currently. I mean, we don't really have much.
Redacted is trying to step up. That's an ignite onto Cat Hands. He's going to get quite low. Actually fall 1-for-1 right now. Milky's is back, ready to get that 50-50 on fight, and he wins it! And the fleet is Zabel! Nitros is back. You talked about the Tristana. He is back and trying to find it. Carly Invoker going to fall as well. No kill to Nitros in there, but a beautiful return play. Tomahawk mishaps not being stopped.
Yeah, they thought they could finish the dragon after the win fight, but the respawn timers at this point are just too low. They don't have enough damage for the dragon to finish it out. And Redacted, what looked like a maybe questionable decision to go in there, I think maybe it was just being told to just delay them long enough for the rest of the team to get there. And they all got their head cleaned up.
I can't believe it. That wasn't good enough.
It was a bit interesting choice, but again, we are looking at this top lane, and we got a little bit of a lead for Arjun, but not a huge one. Looking like he might go with Proxy. Oh no, he sees the two. Not gonna go there.
Not able to go there, and that's a benefit of Tristana right there. Is when you get her that advantage, the rocket jump plus that BF sword really allows her to make plays like that, find a little bit of poke, and all of a sudden Corki really has to respect this Tristana, needs the support down there, and that gives the main advantage to Tomahawk mishaps up in the top lane on these grubs.
Lux ulti's not going to steal it. They are going to get the gold card onto Zabel.
I'm going to get the gold card to save on the lockdown. The suppression is keeping him down for a little bit longer, but the phase rush more than enough to make his way out of there. Ajima is now not in the right side of this fight, and that's a smite, claiming the second Void Grub.
Flash over.
Yeah, just has to flash his way out of that
Did
pit.
get one, and this one did get one Void Grub, so avoided that 3 grubs one. But big benefit for this is this Corki just got 2 plates down in the bot lane. It's gonna really help him. Already 0-3, a little far behind, but if he can get back, he does have a CS lead. So maybe he can start to maneuver that. I mean, Corki, very strong champion once he gets his item set, so I want to look for Endless Way maybe to slow the game down a little bit. You got a lot of good champions. Play maybe for your side laner here. And maybe allow your jungler to catch up, who's very far behind on CS right now.
They give him a chance.
Give him a chance to be more useful. I assume it does look to be like its full tank.
Oh, that's an Abyssal Voyage lockdown flashed by Redacted. Boric is in the middle. He doesn't have that ultimate, but does have a lot of lockdown, a lot of damage. They have to respect the play.
Did get the flash out of Redacted. Good for that. That means it's a free repeat gank earlier or later in this game. standard farming. This is what I was hoping for, kind of, from Endless Noids. Just a little more slow-paced game. Well, I say that.
Yeah, you say that, and that's a root on 2 in the Twisted Advance as well. Nitros getting locked down. Still has that Rock Jump going to make their way out of the play. The Ignite forces the barrier, and that's the Destiny. Redacted back in the bot lane. Currently, Invoker doesn't have the Valkyrie. He has to run. Has to make his way out of there. Doesn't have the flash. He's gone. Redacted with a beautiful roam. Could get countered right here. Paladin Logan and Zabel in the area. Cat hands as well, but Endless Noid really do have to respect what Tomahawk Mishaps has in the early game.
Yeah, this Tristana is much stronger than this Corki. And this TF has a lot of CC still, so we gotta play around that fact that this TF does just have first move always.
And he's even itemizing pretty well too with that rocket belt. Just tells me he's going for straight damage and nothing else, and needs to be as efficient as possible with their gold, just because of how good the item is. And it does tactically help with wave clear, but not as much as it used to, so not the end of the world. And this next dragon coming up here in 50 seconds. So are you looking for Noid to contest this, P?
I would like them to just not be there. Play for this top side. I really think your Urgot is, or your Yorick is one of your best win cons here in this game. I mean, late game, Yorick just kind of is a menace to deal with. I mean, Mundo is a fairly safe pick into it, but things like this can happen.
You have to respect him. The Maiden really provides so much extra damage on top of what Yorick provides that it needs to be a priority that you gank just to give your laner some sort of breathing room. And with Milky moving their way up to topside, maybe it's a possibility, but Rock's already burned that ultimate just to sustain in the lane, let alone make it out of this. And no TP means that there has to be at least some plates falling, unless Milky elects to cover this wave, and that's a dragon spawning right now.
There is a TP on the Yorick here, so if he wants to TP down for this fight, he can. I would recommend he just continues to apply the pressure top lane. I think I would like Noid to just give this dragon up, but that doesn't seem like what they're planning on doing.
No, they don't seem to be planning on giving this up, and Milky does have Flash, does have the ultimate. That's Twisted Advance. It's coming through. It's going to get rooted or miss the root, but that just forces the Flash. Milky losing the Flash and the ultimate. And the follow-up comes through. Zabel maybe a little too far, and it's going to leave Paladin Logan with the Abyssal Voyage over the wall. Redacted wants to find that gold card. Is going to find it, but there's no follow-up. No one's close by. Oh, Tomahawk Mishaps missed an opportunity, but I also do agree. I feel like they didn't need the Yorick there at all.
No, and I think there's actually a problem with the Yorick. That is, it gives free catch up for this Mudo. Oh, the jump in.
It hurts. It hurts, but it's not going to kill.
Yes.
Not yet.
I hope to see that they'll try to get this Yorick a bit better in the game. He's now unable to base because he has to go back to answer this wave. He's sitting on -0 mana over here, like nothing.
And a lot of gold.
And a lot of gold, yeah. 1,700 gold in inventory. I mean, he's getting fairly close to completing his Triforce, I think, with 1,700. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, he should be a Triforce. If he's getting a Sheen item, it should be Triforce. I hope it's not Essence.
Yeah, I mean, I think once he gets this Triforce, I think he's just should probably be able to win this 1v1. Did not have enough for the Triforce. Did stop for the Executioners first, so it's a little bit delayed.
Oh, Milky is in the middle lane. That's a flash forced from Cat Hand. Zabel back here is going to get feared and a little confused as well, thanks to the coding, but making their way out of there. Forces Cat Hand's ultimate and flash. A pretty good play, though, from Redacted.
Yeah, you got to see the Rocket Belt in action.
Paladin Logan used the Abyssal Voyage to go back. That's Milky in the bot lane. You have to respect the Warwick. Does have the ultimate again. Really do have to get some eyes on this Warwick more and more.
And here comes Yorick things.
Just Yorick.
I know
things.
Yorick wants to be on an island in top lane, but I really think we should not be letting him. I think if we can get him even a little bit larger lead, be better off.
Milky found that blue buff on the steal, is spotted out. Zabel's going to use that Twisted Advance, locks him down. Lots of burst damage. Milky just has to ult their way out of that play to make it out on 1 HP.
I was so close. That Lux just had a little bit more damage. Maybe instead of a Malignance, we went Luden's there. We probably kill.
Yeah, but then you can't alt wave on repeat.
That's true. Which may be quite beneficial for them right now. It allows them to delay the game. I do still think the Endless Noise comp very strong if they can get to the point where their carries just get gold, but they keep just forcing all these fights. They are going to have a little bit of trouble with this, especially with this Tristana being so far ahead.
The Tristana is very much a threat. Well, the entirety of the carries from Talonk Mishaps are ahead right now. All of them are around 5,400 gold. You can see that there on that graph, and they're up minimum 500 each on their own opponents. 1,000 in the bot lane, 700 in mid lane, only 500 in the top lane. That's still adding up. That's really that big gold difference happening. Not to mention what's going on in jungle and keeping that Warwick fed. It can become an issue come this third dragon here in a minute 30, or say if Talonk Mishaps wants to contest this Herald like they seem to not really be moving for.
Yeah, they got a lot of priority on this top side with the York pushing in the Mundo. Mundo does have ult, so Mundo can still do a lot with just ulti, but this is starting to become a bit of a large CS gap here in the top side. 20 CS currently. He's gonna miss some more to this wave probably.
Was rushing down this tower. He's gonna get
that first tower.
It's the first tower feed as well, and Zabel is top lane now. He's gonna look for this fight. Cat Hands in tow, Redacted. You can see him on that side there, moving up the gold card, but locked down onto Milky's first. That's to ult out. Now it's back onto the back line here with Cat Hands getting turned onto Redacted. He just has to ghost his way out of there thanks to that spellbook. The flash forward from Zabel is gonna keep him down for just a couple more seconds. He doesn't quite have the speed to move out of that bind. Just has enough to make it out with his life, and still has Destiny, still has Smite as well. He wants to try and contest this Herald, but all eyes are on Endless Noid.
It's still very good for the Endless Noid to get this fight. I mean, it allows a lot of priority. Should be this Rift Herald going over. They should not get this. I'd like to see Talonk Mishaps go straight for the Dragon here and get that off rip. I hope they give this Herald to their Urgot or their York, and they did.
Yeah, they did.
So I look to see this York just push down lanes.
Oops.
Just missed it. I think we had overstayed our welcome.
Might have overstayed our welcome there in the mid lane from Cat Hands. And that's pushing a lot of pressure here from Redacted onto Logan and on to Carl the Invoker. They just have to run out and give this dragon. Third dragon claimed by Talonk Mishaps. They're staying one step ahead, which feels a lot better than last week.
Yes, it does seem to be they're playing a lot better, a lot smarter, a little bit more controlled than normal games. That's when I tend to watch them play. They're a little bit all over the place. But with these, at their mid laner and the AD carry being quite a bit of ways ahead now, I think they have really strong points to play with. Now your top laner just needs to be tank and be good. But ooh, okay, munch.
He's gonna get munched. He still has that rocket jump. One last tower shot. It's getting him quite low. The barrier. That's a beautiful buster shot. Keeps him in this game. Flash from Paladin. Logan onto Timberland. Timberland not gonna be able to flash his way to the Abyssal Voyage, though. He just has to kite away, kite out. Carl the Invoker flash forward as well, with no way out, and that's the Warwick in the bot lane. The Flea gonna land, not gonna quite cancel out the Valkyrie, and the ult gonna get eaten by Paladin Logan. Now here comes Zabel on this gank, and the beautiful dive was enough. Double kill claimed by Zabel.
Oh, what a beautiful! They just kited out, and the Tokyo Drifter, he drifted in there. Oh man. With everything just coming up Endless Noid there. What a beautiful 3-man knockout from Paladin Logan on the dive. And the Twisted Advance was just in time. And also, he blocks the Warwick ult so that it doesn't hit his Gorky. So his Gorky can continue to pump damage out while this. And then the icing on the cake is just the Tokyo drifting that into the bot lane to get the tower.
It's a beautiful play.
That was a much needed play for Endless Noise really is a lot of gold. Puts him almost 2k gold ahead, about 1500.
Yeah,
And now these lanes are really long, and York loves long lanes.
York really does love those long lanes. He also likes having the ability to just set up main, because you can send the maiden down a lane for side lane play, and you can see the mismatch on these objective timers. 245 on this Cloud Dragon, and Otacon's also bot side. So you need to make sure that top lane isn't being lost for free, and that's going to force Call the Invoker here into the top lane, the last person to answer this. And that's not great. You don't want your Corki without TP to be answering the way Zol, and that moves Cat Hands up there. 2 people in the top lane for Endless Noid. The map is stacked in favor of Tomahawk.
Yeah, they may be looking to give the Otacon away and just play for this pick, but they're actually moving the left down. They're going to commit to this.
They commit a little too far on this play. Paladin Logan's going to get fleed, going to get knocked down, going to get locked down. He is gone and claimed by Milky. Ajaba just left him to die a little too far.
Yeah, I don't think they were expecting the Warwick to be there. And I think they were pretty confident in that 2v2 to win. But with the 3v2, there's no chance. And I don't think you can protect that tower yet.
No, just want to protect the tower. There's a beam cage. Ooh, close.
Ooh, just missed on the ulti, but I wonder if they're looking for an Otacon setup here from Tomahawk Missteps here. They do have the Twisted Fate with the Destiny to get back to them. Granted, he can't go all the way to the Otacon from top lane, but he can get to mid lane and kind of rush back there.
They can move pretty quickly.
He does have Smite Cleanse.
That's Nature's Grasp onto rocks, just going to burn that shield. Zabel doesn't have flash quite yet to be able to make the play that he wants to, and just has to run away with eating his ultimate. A good disengage.
Yeah, but that's a key ultimate that they really need to fight. Granted, the cooldown's not terribly long, but I don't know if I would recommend starting up the Otacon. It is a bit risky. Let's see them maybe pull off of this here. With all that MR and armor shred from the Otacon, it's really risky to start this up.
You don't want to be, either of these teams don't want to be the one to start up the mistake there, and that's a stun on to Cat Hands. He's gone. Flash away for nothing. That's a beautiful pick. Could turn into more.
I would like to see them TP their York top lane here and just push them up. Give up this dragon and give up this Otacon. You can't fight them anyways. Let's try to get some pressure on the other side at least. Maybe if we get lucky, you can get a tier 2, but it does not look like they want to give these up for free.
They can't get into the space. That Tribush is beautifully guarded by rocks and redacted there. It's a 3v5. Endless Noid still looking for it. Zabel has that flash, has that way to get into the pit. Paladin Logan eating a lot of these stun cards there, and there comes Nature's Grasp. 5,000 HP on the Otacon, maybe a little too early, but the burst still happening. Slowed down slightly though, back to the top side. Rocks eating a lot of damage there from Carl the Invoker. 2,500. Zabel looking for it, is going to get the steal! And Nithros has to run his way out of there. The turn onto Rocks. He's just gonna fall. A beautiful pick and claim found. Zabel wants more. He's gonna get locked down. Might have been too far. Paladin Logan found the Abyssal Voyage onto Nithros. He's gonna finish off that kill. Root down, claimed. Milky is spoiled and dead. 3-0 Otacon for Endless Noid.
Well, he's gonna type all chat. Thank you for leashed. Gonna grab that. Probably gonna claim the dragon too. Put them back at 2-2 apiece. And well, what a hero play to steal that dragon. And then the fight afterwards was just beautifully played. Nope. Hold on. North may have found Twisted Fate here. I think we should be careful with that. I think you can just get dove by this York. Does have the backup here from the Milio, so York will just leave it.
We got the emotional support. The Nomad idea. A huge play though.
Yes, and then the Kench to save the Malachi too. Just absolutely everything coming up at Endless Noid there. It puts them about 1,000 gold ahead. And the map state just looks a lot better than it did just a few minutes ago, but 25 seconds till the Baron spawns. I doubt anybody's starting that up anytime soon. I think we're still a bit too far away for that startup, but
Endless Noid really don't want to make the mistake. Because you can kind of feel it. They're being a lot more respectful of Tomahawk Mishaps compared to last week, and that's giving them time for these kind of mistakes and decisions, and it's put Talak Mishap still in a good spot. You can see the fights are going okay, but they're getting focused, they're out of position, they're eating too much Lux Poke. Paladin looking at a beautiful save, and they don't seem to have tools to deal with that. A lot of your damage, a lot of your gold really is on this Twisted Fate, and Twisted Fate is not known for hard carrying games.
Yeah, you really only have one main damage dealer in your Tristana. Your Warwick is pretty decent, but he's not great at like carrying fights right now. So we really need to play around this Tristana. This Tristana can't free hit. It's gonna be a bit of a challenge for them to get through these front lines. I mean, this Tinge is tanky with the Heartsteel, and we got Maokai with the Sunfire too. I mean, it's no easy way to get through. I'm really hoping we see an LDR here for this Tristana to really allow that Tristana to melt their way through these front lines.
I need her to you really do need her to deal damage. You need to be able to make sure that you're playing alongside your Mundo, because he ate a lot of damage from Karl the Invoker here. Yes, he can't exactly survive against Ajma here in the side lane. Is he going to get chased down? Claimed his Heartsteel stack, trying to make his way out of there with the ultimate. Ajma still just has the shovel, able to punch him down to half HP pretty quickly. Does still have that Warmogs to nullify any of that trade.
Did pop the ulti for Mundo, so got that out. I think if he tries to trade again like that, it's not gonna end as well.
That's gonna be really scary, and he didn't seem to hear you too well. Ajma's got the slow, he's running him down. A couple more shovels to the face. Rocks doesn't have that flash, and that's all you're looking for is Ajma on the side lane, applying the pressure that the Noids need.
Yeah, I said York likes those long lanes, and that's a great example. He just runs you down now. And he's got the Hull Breaker too. He is okay with this, and they're gonna start the Baron off this. That's enough. See Tristana bot lane. I mean, how can they fight this?
Not a great way to fight this. Milky really just have to look for the steal if they're going to try now, and the Abyssal Dive and the Nature's Grass stalling for so long. The burst trying to come through. Endless Noid found it, flee into Paladin Logan there. The eat though, Warwick has been found, has to flash the bit of their TP from Ajma onto that backside. Call the Invoker frontlining, trying to find Milky's, trying to get him slowed down. The flash forward forces that ultimate from Milky. He just isn't able to make his way out of this. The ignite, the heal, and extra healing. He's actually alive. He's perfectly fine now. Paladin Logan might be on the wrong side of the fight now. Isn't able to make his way there. Shutdown claimed by Redacted. Rocks here, ready to kind of try and stir up a little bit of trouble. Has the cleavers, has ways to slow him down. Zabel, though, wants to at least keep his carries alive. Nither's going to get focused down. Zabel sacrificing himself for the greater good, and Cat Hands also getting ran down hard as Rocks looking for some sort of a play, but hey, here's someone who is playing the game.
Yeah, that was a hero play from Zabel to say, all right, it's been nice, boys, I'm going in. Went in there, make sure he gets the rest of his team out there. Luckily, the Cat Hands did not fall to the Mundo, allowing them to get out with 3 Barons still, which is pretty good. The biggest one, the key Baron to have on is on your Yorick, so he can allow a lot of side lane pressure. Does not currently have the Maiden, it did die, so his pressure's a little bit less, but it's key to put him in, though. Notably did use his TP to get to that fight, so he doesn't have that for this Dragon to split and push waves. So I wonder if the Endless Noid's just gonna give this Dragon here and play for side pressure. I say that, they're already here, so I guess we're not.
I think they're pretty confident in their team fighting more than anything else. Yes, I do believe they have really good split, and they should try to abuse that. They're just happy to fight because that's exactly what they know how to do. And Hard as Rock's gonna face check this Butch. He's gonna not lose a whole lot of HP, but the lockdown's on Emilio. He's gonna get that poke now for him. The baby cage has been found onto Rocks, and Milky's is the target. Isn't able to get first down really quickly, but still found. Karl the Invoker found the first one. Double kill claimed by the Noids. Ajma finished off that one, and now Nitros locked down the next target. Double kill claimed properly by this Corki, and that's just slaughter.
Yeah, this front line, I think it's just too much for just the Tristana to get through. This Tristana got the hit for quite a while. Did end up going for the Flicker Blade instead of the LDR. I guess we decided we needed to be able to pump out as much damage as possible. But I do wish he kind of had a LDR there. It may or may not have made a difference. They are pretty far behind now at this point, plus the Baron buff. But I do think that this Tristana still can just carry this game if they can get the free hit, but it's just getting harder and harder. These front lines are just getting tankier and tankier and kind of lacking a little bit of damage still.
Yeah, they are lacking a lot of damage, and they're also lacking a lot of wave clear and ways to deal with Ajima on this York. He's making that lane larger, making that lane so hard for anyone to answer. It's pulling the Tristana, the one damage dealer we've been talking about all the game for Tomahawk Mishaps, is having to be the one to answer York and can't even do it alone. That's another tower, though, claimed. Not even Baroned up there as Call the Invoker locked down redacted good enough with just some damage. He's chunked, he's gone. Rocks, though, locked up is the one you're looking for Endless Noid. And the first kill found towards this inevitable base race. One-sided one, of course, because all the towers are still up for Endless Noid. They're just trying to find whatever they can on this bonus play.
Yeah, they're going to look for it. Already have 2 inhibs down, looking to get this 3rd inhib down, getting the double super minion spawn. It's all Endless Noid right now. I mean, Tomahawk Mishaps are really going to need to find something to do. You know, if I'm in game right now, I'm saying, can we hold off for 10 minutes for an Elder flip, guys? Because that's what it's looking like we're going to need right now, is an Elder flip. We don't have Soul yet, so it would be quite some time, but I think that's the biggest, the best chance they have right now, because it just doesn't seem like they can get through these front lines fast enough.
Yeah, they're really struggling to make it through, specifically with Ajima not splitting. Your idea is, okay, we're going to be giving up our towers to kill the enemy team, and then we just have to deal with the one split guy, but Ajima is not at all buying that. He's playing with his teammates, and they're still winning these team fights. On top of that, they're finding so much gold on this map. Standing gold now. There's no outer towers. Inhibs are all gone. Double siege minions or double super minions for the side of Endless Noid. Just constantly has a push here. And I don't think Tomahawk Mishaps can really find a way to pilot their way out of this mess.
Yeah, I would like to see, will Endless Noid go for the play here to try to end the game, or will he just dot your I's here and go for the safe play of wait for this 55 seconds for this Baron to spawn and get that and use that to push in? They're really strong, quite far ahead. So maybe they think they can just force down their throat. But it's a little risky still. Even being this far ahead, it is still quite a bit risky.
And you
Tristana is going to be able to melt people.
Tristana
has the LDR now.
Yeah, Tristana does have the LDR and the Navori to constantly keep her Q bonus attack speed up. And there's not really a whole lot of force for Endless Noid, but they still can just push all these minions, and Milky's going to get chunked down by the Lux. Force that heal from Timberland first. Nithros is doing his best to clear these towers. Carly Invoker on the top side finishes off that first one. No kill found. Endless Noid are just corralling Tomahawk Mishaps into the base. Rocks force the ultimate. That's Milky's. Found the lockdown on Ajima, but no extra damage. The lockdown is more than enough onto him. Carl the Invoker found that first kill. Stun onto Zabel. Has to run away. Nithros flashing out. He's going to get 1v1 by Carl on the backline. Zabel beautifully peeled. Nithros falls. Carl the Invoker triple quadra kill for the AD carry of Endless Noid in the first game found.
Well played by Endless Noid. You know, it was looking a bit rough towards the beginning of the game with all the fights going not their way, but once they kind of got that Otacon fight and in the bot lane fight where it got the triple knockup from Kench, I kind of just felt like from there it was pretty smooth sailing. They got their lead and they did not hold back.
Yeah, they really did not hold back, and as you mentioned, a lot of times in draft it was just lack of damage, lack of ways to really punish what was going on from Endless Noid, because there were lots of gaps and mistakes in the team fights, but your only damage source is the Tristana. That just makes it so hard for you as just the Tristana led Tomahawk Mishaps to deal damage.
Yes, it's rough. I hope we pick the more damage in her, because I like the top side, the Mundo. I like the top side tank. The Melio Tristana lane, probably not what I would have picked, but it's not the worst. But I really do think that either we need some more of a bruiser, more playmaking skills from our jungler, and I really think we need some sort of high pressure damage in the mid lane for the Tomahawk Mishaps. We showed last game that the TF, well, the ability to roam was really good. It just didn't feel like once they got behind, they had any way to come back.
Okay, and with that, we're going to be heading to a quick little break. Just let these teams recuperate, get that draft started up, and get into the next game. And we'll bring you guys the next game, next draft here shortly.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone for game number 2 of the Tomahawk Mischief and the Endless Noid. We are looking to see if this outcome will be any different from the last game. Endless Noid did end up taking that game. I want to look to see that the Tomahawk Mischiefs maybe pick a bit more scaling, a bit more damage focused builds, rather as Endless Noid, I think they can just continue on what they were doing. They were really far behind and they kind of clawed back with their team fighting. So I want to look to see if they'll continue their team fighting and continue to play around this strong jungler they have in Sable here. So we're gonna get some bans here through on the blue side. We got Maokai, Yorick did not like those two from last game, said we're gonna get rid of those. On the red side here, for Endless Noid, we got the same as two as last time with the Vladimir and the Zac. Let's see where the third is. Are they gonna get rid of that Kench, or are they gonna let the Kench go through? They are looking to see like they're gonna let the Kench go through. They're gonna take the Braum away. They still think the Braum is too good to pass up. So I look to see maybe a Kench pick again here. It looks pretty good. Final ban for the Endless Noise is that Smolder again. Have decided that those three are problematic picks that they do not want to have. The hover of and the lock, and that's a Lilia first pick jungle. I assume jungle Lilia. That's that's some scaling, that's for sure. I would be it's a little weird to first pick that. It kind of makes your draft a bit harder to do.
It could be a takeaway
Just now,
from
yeah, but
Zabel.
it is the key takeaway. Now, where will they go from here? They're gonna lock in the Varus, strong, strong AD carry here. And what are we gonna go with for our jungler here? What is Sable gonna lock in here? Are they gonna pick jungle here, or maybe that Kench that's still available is quite good into Lilia, if I remember correctly. You can kind of eat the person to sleep as long as you don't get sleeped. But
Yeah. I mean, you can both sit and sleep pretty well, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. But
they are gonna go for that Nautilus instead. They do think that Nautilus engage is just more important than the Kench. Interesting. Oh, a Zeri. Oh, well, when I said scaling, they took that to heart, apparently. We are going to Zeri, Lilia.
you know,
They're going to have a bit of a trouble with an early game here. Maybe if they can get like a strong top side pick, but they are the blue side, so they will potentially not get that counter pick. But maybe they'll look to pick it here on 3 and force that top lane pick on 3 for red side.
Maybe a
Anivia, the bird. This is a lot of wave clear, something they didn't have last game. Anivia has a lot of wave clear, a lot of zone control from this team. It's like they are just gonna go back to that Lux into the Anivia matchup. I can't say I'm a fan of that matchup, but I think it provides a lot of long range, a lot of safety still. Shouldn't have too much trouble in lane with that matchup, though he does have to be careful with the wall. We're gonna get the bans here for Endless Noise. They're gonna get rid of that Lulu to pair with that Zeri, and looks like all eyes for Tomahawk Misdrefs are on the top lane with the Garen hover.
second, I'm fixing a volume thing. Sorry. There we go.
Oh, okay, it is gonna be that Garen ban. I'm looking to see they're probably gonna ban another support here that can pair with the Zeri if I would guess, don't allow this Zeri to get to late game hyper carry because so far Zeri is in this matchup is not that bad later in the game. It does get a little rough early game. Varus is just a bit stronger early game than you. They're gonna take away that Scion, a reliable tank in the top lane. They said, give frontline to Zeri, no thank you. And there's the Urgot. So we had a lot of top laners banned in this draft. What are we gonna pick with 4 here though? We are probably need a top laner and a jungle. Is this the patented R5 jungler from Illinois?
There's a patent, but doesn't look like it's going to be.
Nope.
As they're taking away the Pantheon. Was that banned last game? I can't remember.
Yes, the Pantheon was banned last game. One of the first acts, they believe the very first ban for Tomahawk Misstep was this Pantheon. So this gives him a lot of early game pressure on this Pantheon. Once he gets that level 6 ultimate, he can be pretty much anywhere in the map. Oh my gosh, though, top lane rocks is rock solid Malphite in the top lane. Really good with only the Lux AP damage right now. It's a bit risky to blind pick it, however, and that's a diabolical hover. I it's a fine pairing, but all right, now we're just trolling here. We are gonna go with that Yumi. It's fine pairing for this area. It's good in lane. It's kind of good in lane, surprisingly, but I do just feel like this Nautilus gets to be do whatever he wants for free, and Gwen hovers, Alawi hovers, Darius. I like the Gwen the most here. It gives them that AP threat. I feel like if they pick this AD top laner, they're gonna have a bit of trouble, but they are gonna go with the Nasus top lane. Okay, a lot of AD damage on this kind of Endless Noid. Whereas for the Tomahawk Mischiefs, they have a bit of a stock standard draft, but their team is gonna take some time to get online. Can they weather the early game to let this to get to the point where the Zeri and the Lilia can kind of control the game?
It's really going to be a big concern for them. For honestly, Tomahawk Mishaps, really am concerned with almost having nothing helping this Lilia. Yeah, Malphite kind of has a way to cheese his way through it, but Zeri and Nivea has negative scaling, and that means that the entire bot side of the map just looks so dark for Tomahawk Mishaps. If they can make it through and somehow just only lose like the dragons, no kills, and stay even in farm, I still think it's going to be really hard for them to manage this Pantheon and this Nautilus, who just have such easy engage tools for Endless Noid that I don't quite. I don't like what Tomahawk Mishaps has cooked up here.
It's it seems like a draft in which we're putting all the eggs in our Zeri to carry this game and outplay them, but it is a fairly okay match game for a Zeri because it is a quite low range outside of the Lux, really. The Varus has a lot of range if he goes for a lethality. I tend to think this should be an on-hit Varus. If I can see runes, I'll know where we're at, but I do think that there's a world Tomahawk Missteps can make this draft work, but I think Endless Noise draft is just stock standard easier to play.
Yeah, I do agree. Endless Noid just have so many options that they can do with this game that it's going to be really hard for them to not make plays, and that's all you really need to do against this team is just can you, like, usually when you're playing a skill it's like, okay, we end before 35 minutes, but that's always a concern because you might have some sort of, oh, I can't make a fight happen, but you have Bind, you have Hook, you have Pantheon, you have Verisalt. Everyone on that team has a button that can make a fight happen, and I think Endless Noise just have the ease of use in that even if one person misses an ability, there's 4 other coming at you. And
yeah, it'll be a bit challenging.
Gonna be heading into our game here really quickly. You can hear the music. That's because I haven't swapped over to it quite yet. There we go.
Oh, it is notably lethal tempo on this Varus, so I would like to think that this Varus will be building on hit, which again allows them to have a bit less range in the fact that they can now move through this tanky Malphite. Though I do worry that this Malphite does get far enough ahead, he just doesn't die very easily. So it is something we have to worry about, though. The NASA stacks are always a big deal, and we are going to get the invade probably this game.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
They are going to be spotted out on this ward, however, though, so they're going to know. So hopefully Nitros doesn't step up too far.
I hit O for him to see it. There we go. You can see Nithros hugging that tower. Yeah, as you mentioned, though, the ward spots them out, so this play is known, and they're going to get that return ward on the blue buff and onto the Raptors in red. So good vision grabbed by Tomahawk Mishaps and also by Endless Noid. The level 1's not quite kill successful, but still something found on the map is going to help both these teams.
Wonder if Ashima's going to go check this red buff. It looks like he is going to go check this red buff here and see that they're starting on this red buff. So... oh, they did come through.
They did come through. They slowed him down quite a lot, but there is numbers advantage just for a little short time. Brock's getting quite low, 200 HP has to flash the way. Now it's been big anime Milky running away on this. Lilia has the bonus movement speed, but is just going to get chunked out. A good stun. Ajma's getting quite low on this play, has the TP, and is both these top laners losing their TP right away.
Yeah, though I think we're going to have the same issue we had last game, but the other way around, I think Sable is going to look to go straight at this Lilia now. As this Lilia is delayed, or Baze, and her clear start got delayed a lot with that little invade there. Look to see that maybe that'll happen. Malphite did go Comet and has a Doran's Ring. So is looking to trade effectively at the beginning.
Oh, Nithros, you dashed forward. That's Paladin Logan just going to walk forward. Guarantee the hook, guarantee the root. That's a heal already immediately out of Nithros, and the cleanse not timed well enough. No ignite. Nithros is just going to make his way out of there. Good trade into Carl the Invoker, and Timberland still full health, of course, because it's Yumi.
And does still have the exhaust available, but the ignite flashes are available still for Paladin Logan. Barrier did get used by the Varus, so he's got that going for him. I would like to see this Yumi try to hit this Varus if he can. These abilities, but
Zabel is cleared up top, and Ajima baiting Carl rocks down towards the river. He doesn't have the read on it. Zabel is unspotted so far on that play, and that's just Wither on to that Malphite, and he knows that trouble is looming. The stun coming through, nowhere to follow up though, and just gonna get quite low on the trade, but that's information that Tomahawk Mishaps desperately need. Nithros dashboard trying to find the kill onto Carl the Invoker. The exhaust to use, not enough to lock him down. First blood claimed by Paladin Logan. Timberland trying to claim one back and doesn't find it. Carl the Invoker beautifully able to make his way to that play, and Rocks getting targeted again. Zabel with the full clear up to topside, reminding this Malphite that you cannot breathe.
Yeah, he clears top quadrant, goes ganks top, and then proceeds to do it again and wait for Crab to spawn. I wish they would have, this Lilia would have realized that he's top lane again. He should have been over and taking the jungle camp, so he's gonna be surprised when he gets back and all of his camps are still there. He's really gonna set this Pantheon up for success, and then 2v2 bot lane kills.
Oh, Ashima
Gonna be really
not respecting Malphite damage. He's got that ring.
Yeah, the ring is putting in the work there. Good for the early game. I do think it's slowly gonna get outdone, but the double rejuve bead and the fillable potion is not the base you want on a Nasus. With no TP especially. You're gonna miss this whole rest of this wave here top lane.
interesting decision by Nasus. I guess it helps you stack as effectively as possible if that's your only existence. And still good here, and the play not spotted out there. The hook gonna go wide though. Timberland found the issue, just gonna make his way out of there. Find a little damage on Disable in the meantime. The Swirling Seed coming through bot lane. There's information also for Endless Knowing. They know this Lily's bot side now as well.
This Villia running straight bot here, potentially for the counter gig, thinking that the Pantheon might come back, or maybe they're gonna look for a gank here. It would.
They're not respecting it, and that's Timberland just falling right away. Feat of Warfare claimed by Carl the Invoker. Their knife is getting quite low. Has to flash his way out of the play. Now it's Milky trying to continue this, and one shot has to flash as well. Nithros and the hook gonna go wide there, and now Redacted trying to make up for the rest of this play. Nithros is frontline, and now Redacted here shows his presence. Wall gonna get used, not gonna block out either of them. Zabel gonna flash forward. Nithros finished off by Carl the Invoker there. The snipe beautifully found. Redacted is gonna avoid the blinding light and the bind as well, and that's Redacted making their way to there with their life. No flash for the Anivia though.
Yeah, that was a bit ambitious of Yumi play there, going off of Zeri there to try to push forward and get some poke damage. I also think that Lilia really just needs to cycle through these camps and get that gold. I think when you pick this Zeri and this Yumi to play to just scaling and trying to force so many fights around here to the point where I don't know how Zeri gets to farm and scale. It has Cole and a dagger right now. That's it. 34 CS only. Down 1,500 gold almost. He's gonna get a freebie though. Somebody did stay a bit too late on, which is a shutdown. Big deal, but again, I just can we take a break and slow this game down? You got a lot of scaling on your side here.
Okay, it's getting locked under the tower. The Anivia, something we don't see a lot of, can just get away with play like that. And hard as rocks, running down just like their namesake. This Nasus isn't able to really breathe, but they do have their, both these laners have their TPs up, so they're going to be looking for those resets now. And a good Dragon claimed off of that shutdown. Zeri's put herself in a better spot. Yes, I do agree though. She does just need to sit and scale and just be happy with what's going on, especially when you have a Yumi on your back. Yumi just isn't really a champion early game unless she has summoner spells. And they're getting forced off all of these waves. It's a struggle already.
Pushing away too. If they play this right and they let this wave push away from them, Zeri's really gonna have a hard time. They're not going to though. They're gonna push. They want the prio. Notably, this is level 6 on the Zarya, only level 5 on Varus, so he doesn't really have to worry about the ulti coming out to root yet. Oh, it's only level 5. But the portrait looks like level 6, but they're both level 5.
Triple XP. Give a quick little XP check in the bot lanes. That is a big cooldown that you really have to respect, specifically the Nautilus and Carly. We're going to hit it first, though. The Dredge line just going to miss onto that Yumi. Still though,
there's that level 6. Wonder if they'll look to do it right now.
It's hard. This is a pretty tough dive to look for bot lane. They're still going to respect it though and get a lot of poke on to Nithros in the meantime though. Cat Hands has to flash
nice
away
wall
from Anivia. Beautiful wall. Slowing them down. Zabel going to finish off that first. Void Grub. Milky is in the area. Anivia not going to find that first move. Cat Hands move first. Zabel going to get locked down and just shipped out in this pit there, and that's the flat forward from Rox. No flash, I was expecting it, but just the ultimate, and he's going to flash out of the wall. Ajma's stuck here, has that flash in order to make his way out of there. That's 1 for 1. Milky is up to the task to try and claim this last Void Grub. No flash, though. Or no smite.
Yeah. That Lilia, I thought maybe was going to be able to flash over the wall. Didn't have flash, unfortunately, but that was a really good fight for them. They got 2 of their Void Grubs. Now, their bot lane is in shambles. This lane is just so impossible for them to play right now, but the rest of the map is doing quite well.
Oh, we found it. That's the cleanse as well. I was expecting to wait for them under the tower. But no cleanse to get rid of this ignite now from Paladin Logan. You can even look for this dive. Lilia, not known topside, but Endless Noid still want to make a play happen.
Bit of a risky dive still. Paladin Logan is quite tanky, could probably tank it up, but They require a lot of skill shots to be hit from Carl the Invoker.
Is close. Nithros getting a little too close for comfort for Paladin
I knew
Logan.
the hook was down, so had a freebie to trade there. I do think this is that Carl and Paladin need to be a bit careful. This is Harry level 6 plus Yumi 6. Exhaust, heal, all up. Can do a lot more damage than give credit for.
Ooh.
He did dash the wall to avoid the Lux R. But they're doing exactly what they need to do. Slow the game down and get these early game objectives. This is huge that they got one dragon early onto. This allows them to honestly just sack some dragons if they really want to allow the scaling champ.
Scaling champs to scale? What do you mean you want your scaling champs to scale? What's up with that? What's wrong with you?
I'm a bit of a scaling enjoyer myself.
Ah, no scaling allowed in this house. Gotta fight. Always gotta fight. As you can see there, the hook's gonna be found. Yeah, they don't have the vision on the Lily. She's gonna be making her way to the bots. Like, can Carly Invoker fish it off there? He's gonna find the first kill on Timberland, and that's Nithros. Finding one, but the three-man sleep from Milky slows down the play. Gonna get hung to the tower, and that's Redacted on the TP towards bot lane. Isn't gonna get stopped by Cathand, so Redacted is in the bot lane now. Zabel is gonna have to flash that wall. It's Paladin Logan's turn now to get something out of them. Luxalt's gonna go wide. No stun for this Nautilus, and that's a solid play for Endless Noid. I'm happy with that, but I feel like both teams are okay with it.
Yeah, they did end up getting one back on the Varus. I believe Zeri got that kill, so that's pretty good for Zeri. I do think that, I don't know if Anivia had TP earlier or not. It just came up right when they TP'd. I wondered if they would have been able to TP a little bit earlier. Maybe they would have been able to make a difference. But I think it's another ambitious.
Why are they 1v1ing?
Why is my Yumi? Why? I think our Yumi is spending a bit too much time on her own.
Yeah,
Pick this champ to play with the Zeri, and I know you want your vision, but
yeah. First thing, why is Zeri 1v1ing Varus? Second, why is Yumi up in river getting wards for this dragon we clearly don't want? I'm a little lost.
I'm also a little lost. You know, I really thought there wasn't that off of a chance for them to fight this if they wanted to, but I think no Zeri there now is just going to be impossible to fight. They're still going to maybe look for a steal.
Just the swirling seed, no commit to it, and that's perfectly fine. The Lily is okay burning that time, and everyone else is farming in the map or dead. So not the end of the world.
Though we do have to look at this bot lane CS gap here. It is a 33 CS gap. Quite a lot of gold just in that alone, let alone the Carl has 5 kills too.
So even enough elsewhere. Yes, Pantheon's got that gold lead. Paladin Logan is on his own. He's going to get checked a little bit by Nithros. Let's see. It's even around the map aside from this bot lane. That's a hook found in the root. Lock down onto Nithros, but no way to keep him down for too long. Just the flash to make his way out of the play.
Interesting decision by the Varus here to build those merge treads. I do think that that's a decision you can make. It allows help with the sleep and the stun from the Anivia, but I do think if he builds on hit damage here, he's already really far ahead. I think this is just slowing his lead down.
It's slowing down a little, maybe a little too much, to be honest, because I feel like you shouldn't be finishing up tier 2 boots this early. Yes, Anivia and Lilia are going to be a problem, and Merc Treads are correct this game, but every single piece of gold that you're spending towards your items is going to be more valuable. And Rox has found Ajma here in the top lane. The Sleepy is through. The Drowsy into the sleep is enough. Milky found the play, but that's Lilia confirmed topside. There's no ultimate, though. That doesn't matter. Zabel is through in the bot lane with the ultimate that I didn't want to talk about, and that's Paladin Logan blocking down this area into the tower. Carl Invoker found the kill. Paladin Logan to fall, and claimed by the Yumi shut down, of course. Ooh. And in the mid lane,
somehow
though,
Anivia kills the Lux, too.
Good.
All in all, that's not the best play, but it's not this bad. Again, it's getting gold onto people that need gold. Granted, the Yumi got this kill and not the Zeri, but they got a kill in the mid lane. They're gonna get pressure in the mid. They got to kill top lane. There, Lilia's got it. I mean, Lilia is gonna have to be a huge factor in this game, and at least she's farming really well. Has that completed first 300 item already, and then the Roa for the Anivia stacking up already with the Magic Pen boots is gonna start to hurt. And this Varus has no flash, no barrier, so you better be careful. If he gets put on the wrong side of a wall, he's probably just done.
I'm honestly getting a little concerned with what's happening with this Nasus, because Nasus does want to be able to exist on side lane. And yeah, he's doing something right now, but see that trade onto Mundo is just so hard for him to deal with. His teammates, of course, still massively far ahead in comparison.
But if I was Zeri at this fight, I would really like them to not fight this and just give over to Swifttail. It's fine. Maybe you can pick one person off. Flux, maybe, but...
All 5. Rox does have the
Give
ultimate.
Zeri free farm, free gold.
And they're okay with that. They don't
Not
even
have
have
to commit
Lily.
anything.
They don't have Lily ult either. This is going to go straight over to Zabel, and now Milky's getting caught out with the Yuumi in tow. Cathan's going to fall as well as Rox, and 1-for-1 so far. Redacted looking like the target there, and that's the dredge line found onto this Anivia. Does have the egg, gonna flash their way to their first. Zabel has that stun, gonna find it onto Timberland. That's an egg Anivia, that's a dead Yuumi, and their eyes are set onto this Anivia. Is gonna live for just a second longer. Ajuma found it, the play turned on its head. Endless Noid very happy with the result.
Yeah, we have Zeri pushing top lane. Zeri's getting much needed gold. Got a whole tower there. Why? We can look for the fight. We got the 1 kill onto onto the cat hands. Yeah, the Flux. Oh, flash forward. That was a bit ambitious, but he wanted to guarantee that he gets the 3rd charge off. We do have Malphite ulti in it. We're gonna go for the tier 2. Are we Tokyo drifting this bit? Oh, we did in fact hit it. Lilia's gonna lose all of her camps now too. This just feels
not great.
Like a fight we just took for no reason, and it's gonna cost you so much.
Is not great for the side of Tomahawk Mishaps. Yes, Zeri got a lot of gold. She actually put herself somewhat in a decent spot with the other carries from Endless Noid, but really the story of the show is that it's that Varus. 9,100 gold, 17 minutes, finishing off their second item, bleeding the Blade of the Rune King, believing they can auto-attack this game. Honestly, fine. It's fine because you're so fed, but I feel like it could be a big concern there. And he's gonna get spotted out by that slowed down double. Gonna just barrier, trying to get their way to there. The ult's gonna get dodged, but Milky takes a lot of damage. Carly Booker flashing away, tries to keep himself alive for a little bit longer. Is gonna be able to find it just for an extra second. Dies to that Lilia burn, but it's too far forward for Nitros. Timberland, the results of the play, is gonna get locked down by Paladin, Logan, and Cat Hands as well. And TP forward from Rox is adding insult to injury as Endless Noid is all here. He's going to get the lockdown, but there's no follow-up. Redacted not here quite yet. He's already half HP and nothing used from Endless Noid. He's just going to flash his way out of this play for now. Cathand's going to finally fall to Redacted.
There you go.
He went too far
There's not
forward.
a lot of damage for Redacted to die right here, though, so I think they can play this out.
Yeah, they can just...
They got a lot of CC. Should get this Nautilus should die too here.
Yeah, he just...
what looks to be...
falling?
We can hit their stun.
Confused as to why they continue this play for so long, and a beautiful wall keeps them locked down for long enough. Well, locked down in that blizzard. I don't remember the name. What's the name of Anivia W? I should know
Your guess
this.
is as good as mine. Look it up.
Glacial Storm.
Glacial Storm. Okay, got it. But that was like a bit of an overextension from the Endless Noids there. They got the free pick and they kind of just stayed there a bit too long thinking they could get that Malphite. This Malphite is very tanky. Has a lot of armor, and especially when Lux is your only magic damage and you have no Varus to shred the HP, it's gonna be a bit challenging to get through that. They are not gonna give over this dragon for free though. Saying, we're really far ahead, we're gonna fight you.
Yeah, they're quite far ahead, and they've been very willing to fight. Whether or not it's been good or bad for them is up for debate. And Anivia's trying to find that steal. Zabel's gonna be able to clean it up with the smite. And that is the... Come on, I can remember it. I'm trying to remember the name.
Change of Corruption?
Chains of Corruption. Damn, I can't believe I forgot
that. Is it that one?
Yeah, it is.
There he gets another tower top lane. So, you know, all in all, Zeri is getting gold. We're getting towards that item. 3 items Zeri will just be able to
She'll carry.
well, can pretty carry these fights. There's a lot of hard ways for them to get onto this. There's a lot of ways to get onto this area, but getting through a Malphite ulti, Lilia Sleep, a Glacial Storm from the Anivia, it's just it might be the point where they can't reach this area, and so if we let this area get those items, might have a bit of a challenge. Just finishing off this Zeri, and once that Zeri pops ulti and those lightning crashes through everybody, I've seen enough Zeri moments to know that there's a pentakill waiting.
They do have to worry about her, especially like I talked about it earlier on as Ajima on the side lane. Yes, the Nasus does continue to get stacks and continues to get stronger, but now is about the time where you want this Nasus to be confidently pushing in Malphite and not just Malphite giving prio because Malphite wants to give prio. And in the meantime, though, Otacon getting taken by Endless Noid, but you can see in that mid lane specifically, that's the wrong one, that's the right one. They've got that mid lane.
Tier 2 for Otacon.
It's not bad there, and Redacted TP'd up towards Ajima here. He's going to reset, he's going to get stopped and found. Just trying to run his way under.
I don't think he got found. I don't think they saw him.
And they're moving. They've got the ping. They pinged him.
Oh, they ping him.
They
know where he's at, but the rest of the squad is rolling up here.
This could be a fight turn there. Ajima's going to get slowed by the Swirling Seed, and that's Zabel coming through, forcing the flash from Milky. Hard as rocks is the target, and is going to find that 3-man knock up in the backline. No follow-up, no way to keep him down. Carly Invoker find that first kill to sleep on the couple, but there's no follow-up. Ajima is here, Paladin Logan's here, and Cat Hands keeps them locked down alongside Zabel. It's just no way that they can follow up on these engages.
Yeah, if they want to fight them, they need to get rid of this Varus. This Varus is all this gold, and then 10 kill Varus, 2 items fully completed. I would have liked to have seen the Malphite ulti. I know it looked juicy to hit 3 people, but I would have liked to just solo ulti the Varus and see if maybe Zeri could have got over the wall somehow. Maybe flash, even just flash the wall to insta burst this Varus. I think it's if we're not killing the Varus, we're not winning any fights. It doesn't really matter about the rest of the team.
And that's even the best part about this is when you, as Comic Missteps, lock down and you somehow do get the Varus in these fights, there's still so much more coming at you that it has to be, okay, we can only really use like a good Anivia Alt-E and maybe sleep onto multiple and focus Varus, but if we do anything more than that, such as like a bunch of single target big stuff, maybe like a Zeri solo ult and then a solo ult from Malphite, all of a sudden now the fight's just not playable and the pick is more for gold than anything else, and you can see that shutdown's just not big enough to where that warrants that big of a reaction.
Yeah, they are gonna have that issue. I mean, this area has got a lot of gold recently, but it's quite so far behind. Does get complete that Infinity Edge, but it's down almost a complete whole item from these Varus. But we are slowly getting there, and honestly, there's not a lot to worry about right now for Tomahawk Misdrefts. There's no Baron for another 2 minutes. There's still only on 2 dragons on Endless Noid, so they can just give this last dragon here. Oh, but I think Nivea might be caught out here.
He's gonna get caught out, but Carly Invoker is the target there.
Is in the wrong
into
spot.
It. He is in the wrong spot, but he's gonna make his way out of there. That's a drowsy, that's a sleep, but there's no follow-up from that, and Carly Invoker standing his ground. I am lightning shut down, found by Carly Invoker. Nitro is finding that double kill, trying to continue on the Paladin Logan. Zeri is trying to find that double kill that's so important in a triple.
Nice
so much gold, and it's been cursed by the chat.
You know it. It's Zeri moments. That could just be what they needed to really... That is a ton of gold that the Zeri just got. Not only to get all 3 kills, got 2 shutdowns as well. And they did lose their mid laner and their jungler for it. But this dragon looks like maybe fightable now. There will be no Zeri ulti, so we will have to play around that, and that's a big key importance for him. But maybe they can get a reset in here for Zeri. Get him in, and maybe by the time Zeri gets back there, they can delay the dragon long enough for the ulti to be back up. But I would like them not to fight without that Zeri ulti. That key ulti is so important.
It is pretty important, and they lost that Yuumi ult as well, which is a lot of healing coming through, and I don't know if they can contest this. This might be another chance where you're supposed to sidelane, but they feel very confident with Zeri. She spent She doesn't have that gold spent either, so that's 1,800 sitting in her inventory.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty bad. And it looks
I think
like
they're gonna give. Looks like they're just gonna push mid and give, or maybe play for a steal.
So you say that, but there's 3 sitting in this river, and Rox is moving their way. So is Redacted. They got the mid push. They're trying to fight it. They're trying to find the exits, but Paladin Logan here eating up this rolling seed. Hook not gonna find Milky just yet, and Redacted though is on the wrong side of this engagement. He's just sitting in neutral right now in the mid lane, and no play from Endless Noise. They just found the dragon, the soul point for them.
Yes, it's well. At least they didn't fight. I mean, they weren't getting anything, but they didn't fight when they knew they shouldn't. They should have known they couldn't win that fight. But now the Zeri gets the base. That's a Hurricane completed. This is a 3-item Zeri. We do have to be scared now. It's a lot of ways to get onto the Zeri, but that is the 3rd completed item for Zeri. Zeri will now just hit everybody all the time. They're gonna start the Baron though.
They're picking up on the Baron. They've got Nithros at least on vision through there, and that's the chains of the corruption on the Redacted. He is gone. He immediately, but Carly Book was found by Zeri. She's trying to punish this play into Zabel here. He's trying to flash his way through. Ajma now trying to slow down Nithros, but he's through the wall. He's got too many dashes. He's got too much damage. Zabel is claimed to the backside of the fight. That's Rox is stalling this fight, but Ajma, Paladin, and Logan are pretty hard to get through. They did get the Lux in the meantime, and hard as Rox has no way to re-engage. Milky's no way to re-engage. Maybe they don't want to get too far here.
Slow.
They don't want to get too far away from the gold, and the slow into Ajma forces the flash just for the noise. And a good fight. Tomahawk mishaps are back in full life.
Yeah, I was trying to say, I think this Zeri is just better than Varus' now. 3-item Zeri is just so strong. That ulti just blew up that Varus once they got him. Didn't even get a chance to use the barrier. I think we should focus on this Baron and not try to hit them. This Pantheon does have ulti. This could get a little dicey here.
I don't think he's going to make it in time to get that.
I don't think he will make it in time either.
Yeah, not going to make it there, but maybe looking for some exits here. Endless Noise still has the pressure. They want to try and, they should try and force something right now. Try and stall these backs as long as they can, but not going to find anything. A good Baron. Tomahawk mishaps are once again pulling through in this game.
Yes, now we do have the issue of the Mountain Soul. Could make quite a big difference here. I think this is the stand here they're gonna need to make. They've got all the gold they need. This Harry has 3.5 items, getting close to finishing that LDR hopefully. I mean, this Varus has got a Negatron cloak. That's it. Since gotten that 3rd item, that's all. That's not gonna help you versus Zeri. Not helping you deal damage to this Malphite either. It's looking like this lead that they had on this Varus is just no longer. This farm is caught up.
He's actually behind now. 500 gold.
Yeah, and it's just so hard to go through this Malphite, this Lilia, this Anivia's onto the Zeri with the Yuumi, let alone. I would love to see the Yuumi now pick up a Mikhail's here, just for that added safety, but they're gonna try to let this NASA split push here.
They do have to
see if maybe that can put pressure.
Oh, we haven't done. I think we've got a second. NASA stat check-in 450. Not great. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not horrible, but it's really not good.
No. That means it's in fact not great.
Not great.
Not great at all. They got the TP from Rox though. Slows down this push from the mid lane. The Baron that's the wrong member. About halfway, 2/3 almost of the way through for the side of Tomahawk mishaps, and they haven't been able to find too much. Did they find a tower at all, or did they just get these waves pushed?
I think they might have got tier 2 bot lane. I thought they got tier 2 bot. I couldn't remember if they already had that one or not, but either way.
No, they got that from Zeri.
They get...
This is Zeri push, right?
So they just got gold off of the Baron kill. Wasn't obviously the best Baron they could have gotten, but it does remove it from the map for the next few minutes. They are gonna be here for this Dragon start, but there's no Malphite here, and that Malphite has no TP is very important to this team fight, so they need to wait on that Malphite. Also, look at that ward right there by the red buff. If they try to start this up, there may be a Nasus TP for a flank. I think his TP just came up.
The ward you're talking
He might. Yeah, that one right there. If they start to fight this dragon, there's a possibility that that's the TP ward they go for, and Nasus gets on top of Zeri. I don't know if the Zeri will melt through it fast enough, but
Carly
this
Invoker's
isn't-
found the pick on a rock. That's a hook as well. He's locked down, stunned, and beautifully chained through. Nowhere for him to go. No way to plus ult, no way to press flash. And the TP, that's the ward that you talked about. Their eyes are set on this dragon. The
No TP on
Anivia.
Anivia.
No TP on Anivia either. She's too slow. It's a 3v5. And that's the
I get
soul
it?
claimed by Zabel. Milky is the first to fall and nowhere else to go with just 2. And the soul, though, claimed. Endless Noiter on top once again.
Yeah, just got found out that he took a greedy path to get to the fight with his team, and they lost the 50-50. I think the Mountain Soul is going to make this a bit harder to kill this Varus now. I do think they're still fine if they can fight this correctly, but without their big front line in Malphite, they're going to have a hard time defending these towers.
Yeah, they are struggling to really... The siege from Endless Noid isn't the best in terms of the actual tower damage, but they have the Lux, they have the Varus who provides so much poke and just general threat. You don't want to really get below even like 75% HP as anyone on the side of Tomahawk mishaps, because you're just too low to make something happen afterwards. This Varus is so scary with that W on the arrow, so you just have to keep your eyes on that.
Yeah, it's definitely a risky one. Yeah, the siege is not great. They're going to need that Nasus probably in the side lane to push forward for that added pressure if they're going to try to crack open this base, really. The Zeri has really, really good wave clear, plus the Anivia wave clear. So, I don't think the Soul is an all-end game winner, but it is obviously going to make it that much more difficult to get through this Nasus and this Nautilus here. But I do think this is just
Rock's on
a
a
time
flank
for
with
them
flash.
to fight this fight.
On the flank, doesn't have to use that flash. Found Cat Hands. He's flashing his way out of there, but there's nowhere for him to go. Nykthos is dominating. Found that first pick, though. On to Cat Hands. Ajma's unanswered in the bot lane right now.
It's gonna be... Notably, they didn't have to use that Zeri ulti to get that kill. They did use the Malphite ulti, but they got the Flash, Varus ulti, and the Nautilus ulti. If they look to fight now, those are key ultis that are just no longer there. May make a difference. It's a lot of damage on Paladin Logan there.
Burned
Gonna
down.
have that Malphite answer the bot lane. I think there's a world in which we can just force this tower down.
It's going to take a lot of time, though. They don't have the minions to do it more than anything else. They do have that poke in their tower halfway gone already. And Ajma's getting pretty far on the split push. Hard as Rocks trying to push. Or trying to just get his way to there, and already one wave stacked up. Ajma, though, electing not to deal with it. They can see on the map as everyone is just sprinting towards his Nasus. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's
No,
gone.
the Mountain Soul Shield would have protected him if he would have stayed. He would have committed to it, but he's gonna not do it. I'm not sure these two can kill this guy. It'll take him a long time.
As long as he doesn't walk into the Glacial Storm, he's going to get that first Wither onto there. Hot as Rocks getting quite low. Isn't on that Armor Shreds. He's going to still be able to live a couple more Qs, and the ult first is found. But oh my lord, this Nasus is a problem. Gonna get shut down
here
first, but look what they're doing. Endless Void are up in the top side here. Cat Hands pushing forward a little too far. Is going to get clicked up by that Baron, but the first claimed by Zabel here in the dredge line, more than enough. It's locked down. On to Nitros. He's going to fall. Carly Invoker found a failed. The flash from the wall. Redacted is the target for Endless Noid, but they're so low. They need to slow down on this play. Milky's trying to stop these back as best as he can with Timberland on this Yuumi. The root first found to Cat Hands, but he is the sacrificial lamb of this game. Is going to fall. Carly Invoker getting that back off first. Paladin Logan, the next target for this Yuumi. The Swirling Seeds found. It's over for him. He's gone. He's been claimed, marked for death.
There's a tier 2 here, so maybe he can get out there.
No, he's
Very tanky.
super tanky. I thought that slow would be more than enough, but no fault from Anivia at the meantime. He's through.
So we did see the 1v2 is good for Ajamant there versus that Malphite. Malphite can no longer like match him in that long lane. But I do think that we have to look at this Varus itemization here. We are getting a QSS here for the sleep here, along with that
Anivia stun.
what is that item called?
You
I
can
should
do
know
it.
this item. What is
You
that
can do
item
it.
that
No,
Varus
no,
has?
I'm leaving you. You got this.
Uh,
Starts with a J.
Jack Show. There we go. Yes, the Jack Show. But notably doesn't give him more damage. So maybe he thinks he doesn't need any more. He can make it through. I would like to see them get a full 5v5 fight from the side of Tomahawk Mishaps here. I think they're still at a prime spot to win with a full 5v5, but they're just never getting those chances. They're just being picked out, having to blow that key altar there, too.
It's big, and the Chains of Corruption is true onto Rox. Zabel's through, found that stun onto Nithos to the backline. Dredgeline blocked up by Rox. He's staying alive for so long now. Juma is here and ready to go, but Carly Invoker found that first kill. Nithos is gone. The King has been slain. Timberland, the Cat's fallen. Double kill claimed by Carl the Invoker. The base is not open, but the waves are there. The Baron is there. Endless Noid, a rocky start to the game, but they have found the win that they've been so desperately looking for.
Yeah, it just was a little bit of a misposition again from Outfight. Just out of position, having to burn ultis. Nothing there. Couldn't do it. Can Redacted hold this wave? I'm not sure he can. If he got hit by the one binding, so I think he's dead now. Oh, Flash is out.
Save the KDA.
Save the KDA, I guess. Can't really do much. It is looking like it's going to be an Endless Noid 2-0 victory over Tomahawk Mischiefs. They will be playing in the championship game now versus the winner of our next series.
I gotta close this. There we go. Let's go. Endless Noid. Oh.
I
want to show you what I'm seeing.
Endless
This is funny.
Noid. Getting that W, very much so needed. They are on to the next week's championship game. They're gonna have to wait and see who their opponent is after this next series. But all in all, I think it was definitely a winnable game for Tomahawk Mischiefs. I thought they were in a really strong position, especially after that Baron fight, but they kept getting picked off after picked off, and were never able to get that 5v5 team fight they needed there at the end.
No, they desperately needed that Malphite ultimate from Rox to be actually used defensively, but every single time he's getting caught out, either with or without the flash, and has to burn that ult away, and Tomahawk Mishaps just not respecting their need for that, and it costed them dearly. They did get to scale, though, something we were kind of worried about happening, and they made it there eventually, but as I mentioned in draft, there's just so many options for you to get onto Zeri. Yes, she's hard to lock down, but if the dredge line misses, there's still a Pantheon stun. And no, the Pantheon stun isn't enough. Well, there's Nasus with Wither. No, Nasus didn't Wither. Well, Lux is there, and it goes on. And you can see Nithros was trying his best. Maybe that's what was causing that early game strain of, I need to get an advantage, but that honestly was what costed them the game. If they went even throughout, I feel like we'd be talking about a game 3 here.
Yeah, even with the struggles they had at the very beginning of the game, they were in such a good position to finally win that game, but they just made one too many mistakes, took one too many greedy paths, and were not really very aware of how much CC that team had to knock down. Even that full tank Malphite was getting just absolutely shredded in permanent CC'd.
Oh, fuck. I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing again. Third time's a charm. There we go. I hit the button too much. Anyway, with that being said, we still got one more series tonight, though. Congratulations to Endless Noid and a GG to Tomahawk Mishaps. They're our 4th seed into the semifinals, and they're going to be our first team eliminated, but that's okay. As this is still just season 0, and there's always time to prove yourself later or to prove yourself in in-houses that we will be hosting sometime soon. Don't look at me, I don't host them. But with that being said, there is one more series tonight here. The 2nd and 3rd seeds going up against each other. Captain Morgan's Lads and Subway Pizza Rats happening soon here, and I've got the mid laner for Captain Morgan's Lads here in cast with me. Anything you're looking forward to, or anything people need to watch out before we head off for the hour or so until the game starts?
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a spicy team comps. I know we've got some changes in the rosters for other teams, so I'm looking forward to maybe getting to experience some new laners here, as well as I think we my team. I'm gonna say we're playing pretty well together. We got our drafts down. I think we're getting everything we need to win the series, and I'm hoping we can be playing next week in the finals as well. But Again, Subway Pizza Rats are quite a strong team, so we're a little nervous, but also very confident at the same time.
Right, and with that being said, thank you all for being here, and we will see you all at the next series happening soon.